conventional gasoline and battery operated vehicles. So these vehicles use the hydrogen fuel cells to generate electricity, offering a clean and environment efficient mode of transportations. So the hydrogen fuel cell vehicles represent the clean and efficient alternative for future of transportations. So before entering into the topic, so I'm happy to introduce the dignified industrialist engineer Selva Kumar, business head of Power Projects, Chennai. He has completed his bachelor degree in electrical and electronics engineering at RVS College of Engineering and Technology in the year 2006 with the first class distinction. He is also a gold medalist in his Masters in Power System Engineering at College of Engineering, Gindi, Chennai in the year 2015. He has worked as an engineer in Power Research and Development Consultancy Private Limited from 2006 to 2008, and after then he served as an electrical engineer in Tata Consulting Engineers Limited, Bangalore. He was associated with ABB Global Industries, Chennai in the year 2011 to 2019 as a lead engineer. Since 2019, he is a business head at Power Projects, Chennai. During the work experience at Power Research Development Consultancy, he has completed many challenging assignments in the power evacuations, power system studies, control and productions, relay settings and coordinations, etc. He has handled many projects that was assigned by Tata Steel and then Sulzan, Polar HVDC. So likewise, he has handled many projects. And while he is working in TCE, in the year 2008 to 2011 as an electrical engineer. He has worked with prestigious projects including the UNTRA and COHAC. Likewise, he has worked in many power related projects, and he has involved in designing the power systems for many steel, cement, paper industries and commercial buildings, power plants and substations. And while he is working in ABB in the year 2011 to 19, there also he has completed many challenging assignments related to the power systems, and he has received the Extra Miler Award for his excellent contribution in ETAP training and IFO implementations. In the year 2015, has been promoted as a lead engineer in microgrid and distributed generation team. Has completed more than 100 megawatt cumulative capacities of microgrids in various countries like Australia, India, Indonesia, Thailand, South Africa, Argentina. Likewise, he has worked with many across the world. He has optimized and converted many global customer problems into microgrid solutions, and he has worked in many feasibility front-end engineering designs and detailed power system analysis and microgrid projects. And his profile is going on, and he is very expertise in ETAP, EC Power, Dick Silent Power Factory, Power World, PV Syst, Homer, etc. So we have a wonderful resource person who is having a wonderful experience across the world in power related projects. So I welcome you, sir. And we are happy to invite you for this session and deliver the topic, sir.
Thank you so much, madam. Thanks for a warm introduction. Probably 7:40 p.m. almost, and I guess like people might be tired. So, when we are talking about electric vehicles or fuel cell hydrogen vehicles or even conventional IC engines, obviously we need quite a lot of energy. So, if you have, to say, high energy and super excitement, so I always want that because, like, I don't want to keep my session as a one-way communication. So, I'm looking forward quite a lot of energy. If you have energy, just type energy in chat. I at least E in chat. I know, like, we are tired, so let's get start. At least E in chat. I guess like audience has the access to the chat, so I want quite a lot of energy. Just type E or energy, whatever it is. If you have full energy, like type energy. If you do not have much energy, just type E. But like I want energy because I do not want to really means to say uh, talk from only one side and leaving opposite side to sleep. I know like it's I mean to say heavy or bit odd time. So yes. Thank you so much, Suraj. Thank you so much, Jayalakshmi, Hariharasudan, Paramaiswaran, Sumati, Ulakanathan. Yep, Srinivasan, Vinod Kumar. Great. That's beauty too. Like I mean to say, see, even at 7:30 p.m., like we have quite a lot of energy. Just to give an idea, all our training sessions, our corporate training starts at like 7:30 p.m. So luckily, I got the same slot 7:30 to 9. So I know like to an extent little bit of how to manage the energy. So that like means to say we will exchange the knowledge rather than I deliver something to you, right? With that, let's get started. I want to understand the audience background. There are 150 plus peoples. So obviously, like I mean to say, rather than I keep delivering something, like let me try to understand the background of the audience. Uh, so I mean, so to say, uh, I guess like everybody's faculties. So can you just quickly put up like I mean to say your branch or like your majors in the chat so that I can have a feel of like what's the audience means to say electrical, electronics, mechanical, like what's your major so that like I mean to say I know like I mean to say how to probably align my sessions. I want to be at least neutral for others. Thank you, Jalakshmi madam, for putting physics. Meenakshi Devi from electrical, Jaya from electrical, Paul Tronics and device, Ganesh, beautiful. Sridhar triple E, that's great. Double E caps and the third E is small, beautiful. Okay. Electrical and electronics, triple E, ECE, beautiful. Renewable energy, amazing, amazing. Triple E, triple E, power electronics and drives, beautiful. Electrical and electronics, electrical, great. All right. Renewable energy, triple E, and I guess then means what to say. Uh, Jayalakshmi madam is might be an odd man out physics. All right, like I mean, so say nothing much to worry. Like physics, electronics, then probably electrical. We will try to touch as much as possible related informations to electrical, right? Energy. That's great. Beautiful. So let's get started with a simple question. Why do we need to go for hydrogen vehicle, fuel cell hydrogen vehicles? Though we have conventional IC engines, which is beautifully working, I guess like 90% of the audience here still happily using it. And probably like means say remaining 10 percentage like means already shifted from conventional IC engines to electric vehicles. And to an extent, like we are claiming something, whether that claiming on something on the electric vehicles, is it like really true or not? Like what are the challenges? We will focus on that. And then probably like means to say we will touch only the introduction of hydrogen electric vehicles. We will not really go depth on this electric vehicles because that's my topic is just an introduction. So we will go only a little bit in introduction. But before that, like I mean, so to say, how many of you are doing research currently? If you're doing research currently, just put CR, currently doing research, CR in chat. And if you have completed the research, just put R in chat. If you're currently doing a research, that means your PhD, just put CR in chat. Like means if you have completed, and if you're not doing any research, just put R in chat. Even if you have completed your PhD and if you're still doing something research on something, just put CR in chat. Yep. Hydrogen vehicle produce zero tailpipe emissions. See that's beautiful. That's true. But that alone will not really make this vehicle to the market, right? I mean, what say? Somebody says like solar is green energy, clean energy. That's the reason why, like, means to say we are promoting solar. It's not reality. Probably sitting on the business side, like I mean to say, solar energy, the levelized cost of energy is one third of what's the thermal power plant. That's the reason why solar energy is growing, not because of solar is green or clean. So what's the point which I am making it? Unless otherwise something is not commercially proven, I mean, so say the vehicle will not run for a long time. The vehicle may run, so the vehicle run for like very short time. Great. No need to give external source. I'm not sure what is it. All right. So let's jump into the topic. So let me share the screen. Like I will be sharing the screen. I will be going to few links here and there, and probably talking about something. So I guess like you are able to see my screen. Can somebody confirm like you are able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. All right. So introduction to hydrogen fuel cell vehicles. That's what we are going to talk about. So I am Selva Kumar, heading the business at Power Projects. I guess like means I kept like means to say introduction about Power Projects. Maybe for 5 to 7 minutes, or if it is extended for 10 minutes, that's also fine. Not to promote our company, but to get motivated about our organizations. And probably if somebody starts doing something similar to what we are doing, that would be of a great help. So that's the reason why I kept like other than that, like you forget about the company, just to take only the motivation from that company. That's what like I mean to say what I thought of probably touching. Second one, why hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, drawback of electric vehicles, drawbacks of IC engines, and probably introduction to fuel cell vehicles. This is what we are going to talk about. And if you have a Q&A, like means say we can have a Q&A every 15 minutes. So let's split our session from 7:45 to 9, like means we have 15 minutes block, like 5 15 minutes block. So like we will have like 12-minute session, then 3 minutes Q&A, then 12-minute session, 3 minutes Q&A. So that's how we go. So why I am talking about this organization, Power Projects, because like I came probably from a remote village, even where I am sitting today, right? Though our company is in Bangalore, Chennai, as well as where I am sitting. Like I mean to say, I came from a small village, and I do not have electricity access to my home till like my seventh standard. That's when the electricity came to my house, and probably today it's my company, Power Projects. We are electrifying 42 different countries. We are electrifying 42 different countries. I guess like my professors also there, probably in this crowd. So I'm happy to probably come back and probably deliver something. So like means to say they have cultivated probably something on the research or something on the fundamentals, and that took me to this level. So like I mean to say the inspiration which you can give it if you are in a teaching to your students, not to get a job, but probably motivating something on the entrepreneurial journey, which not only helps that individuals, but also probably take it to the next level. Right? Like means to say, from that perspective, like I mean to say, let me quickly introduce our organization. And that will probably, I mean to say, some research scholars, it can probably resonate. At the moment, like we have a 52 member strong team, and like means to say, out of which 49 people are electrical engineers, and only three, like means to say, accounts, HR, and finance. Like means the rest of the team is like completely like means electrical power system engineers. And beauty is with the 52 member strong team, we do not have a sales team or a marketing team. Of course, we have a bids and proposal team. Whenever somebody asks, like means say quotation, and like means we are giving a project, but we do not have a sales team or a marketing team. So even without sales team or marketing team, how we are able to enter into 42 different countries and provide our services? Simple. We use education as our marketing. So what I mean by that, we do educational content video in YouTube, we do content writing in LinkedIn, and we do like means to say blogs in our website, and we do free training every Sunday 7 o'clock. And probably like means to say our customers will reach out to us and they will look at the quality, and probably like they will purchase our courses, they will see the real-time case studies, and they will just give the jobs to us. So like means to say exactly like what I'm looking from you also as a faculty, or when you are working, and probably you can probably take like quite a lot of engineers to the next level. Motivate them even to do the contents in social media like LinkedIn or YouTube, or even if it is an Instagram, if they are favorite about it, start doing it. And all our leads are coming only through word of mouth and like this content marketing. So that's going to be really, I mean to say going to be the game changer in the upcoming days. If you want to do electric vehicles, start doing electric vehicle blogs or videos. And then probably if you're aiming to start a business on electric vehicle 3 years down the line, or probably if you want to start a hydrogen fuel cell vehicle 3 years down the line, start doing the content probably from today. And probably like the market will look you as like means a subject matter expert, and they will be happy to pay more money if you're a subject matter expert in that field. And probably like means what Elon Musk is doing exactly the same thing. He's effectively utilizing social media. So like means to say you can also do the same thing, and probably you can motivate your team to do that. And probably like means to say general practice, like people will think that like I mean to say uh, PhD or a master's is like a overqualification to enter into industry, if at all, if you have. That's not really true. Like means to say, as I told, like I mean to say, 10% of our population, like means to say, 5 peoples have a doctorate, PhD in our organization, and like means to say, we have like means 13 peoples with masters in power systems. We understood like the education, and probably organization funds 12 peoples at the moment to like means to pursue their masters part time in Anna University, and the remaining peoples are bachelor in engineering. So if you think like masters or PhD to enter into the industry is difficult nowadays, like means to say for a specialized areas, industries are looking for masters and PhD. And just to give an idea, like out of 52, we have 33% of our employees are female employees out of 52. And out of female employees, 80% of the women employees we have hired after their marriage, kids, career break, and they are sitting permanently in home and they are working. 33% of our strength is female employees, and 80% of them are probably working from home, and they came after the career breakup. If you see somebody, those who are into power systems or power electronics, it's kind of self promotion also. If you have like power systems or power electronics, somebody is there, and probably like after career break or something, probably like you can probably make a note of this contact number and share your resumes. I mean to say, we will definitely think of the right place for them. And as I told, like means to say, we are doing a projects across 42 different countries. We have office in Chennai, Bangalore, as well as where I am sitting in a small corner of Tripur district. So that's what our things. And we work across the sector. Predominantly, we are working on renewables, wind, solar, battery energy storage systems, microgrids, data centers. We are working for everybody: Amazon, Microsoft, Google, conventional power plants, thermal, hydro, nuclear, gas, oil and gas sectors, offshore, malls, commercial buildings, offshore, transmission planning, sports stadiums, steel, cement, airports, ports, electric vehicle charging infrastructure, and the sector goes on, goes on. And like, I mean, so say that's what, as I told, like we do not have a marketing team or a sales team, but we have a strong training team, which we do a free content on every Sunday at 7 p.m. And then after that, like we convert them into like means to say some small paid courses, then high paid courses, then probably like to our consulting services. That's what we do. And probably like means if you're an electrical engineer, you can take a snap of this, and anyway the recording will be available. So these are all some softwares which you can think of if you're from the electrical background to go to the next level. So if you're looking at, like, take a snip of it. I'm not really going to explain the softwares, but like these are all some softwares which has a potential in the market, and probably like you can learn, and probably like from the academics, if you're looking for an industrial collaborated research which gives you money, which gives you some satisfaction, we can think of probably like the softwares. So what we do all kind of power system studies, we do all kind of engineering services with respect to electrical engineering. I'm skipping that. And like I mean to say, with respect to energy storage, green hydrogen projects, like I mean to say, like something which we have done. That's probably like I mean to say, few key projects which I have highlighted. These are all something like I mean to say this one. And probably like I mean to say here, like I mean to say, I'm just stopping at this moment and putting some questions. That's my always style of working. Uh, like when we are sitting when we are sitting in this virtual conference, approximately, like we are still spending some energy, electrical energy, right? Like means to say your laptops or mobile chargers, or like means to say lighting arrangements, or air conditioner or fan which is running in your house, or like means to say office. Out of which, like how much percentage of the energy is coming from renewables? Any idea? It's not a physical event, it's a virtual event, but still you are consuming energy, you are consuming electrical energy. And like when you're consuming electrical energy and converting into other useful energy, how much percentage of energy which comes from renewables? Can you put some numbers
25
in the
to
chat?
30%.
25 to 30%. Okay, great. Yeah, good numbers. So if I guess like there are many people out there, can you just put your numbers in the chat? Can you put your numbers in the chat? I guess like the previous speaker is from UK. So means was I'm just giving an Indian context. Like if I get like maybe more responses, 40%. All right, cool. So I will probably jump to one of the important websites, since there are most of the peoples are probably from an electrical background. Just to give you an idea of this website as well as like where we stand. Means as a search, just Google a CEA, that is Central Electricity Authority. That gives you a complete clean data of it. So means to say if you means to say just search CA, you will get like you can go to homepage or you can directly go to installed capacity also. Try to understand this is installed capacity. Installed capacity as of 31st December 2024, which means like there is 36 days old data. So what I mean, so this data is 31st December data. This data is like means to say today is 5th Feb, so 31 plus 5, like 36 days old data. India has like 4,62,000 megawatt installed capacity. 4,62,000 megawatt installed capacity. Out of 4,62,000, 1,62,000 megawatt comes from renewables. Its installed capacity 4,62,000 megawatt. 1,62,000 megawatt comes from renewables. And if you split, wind is 48,000 and solar is 97,000. And this is precisely what I have told. Like you need to understand some economics as well. India, especially Tamil Nadu, has started with respect to wind long back in 1990s. But even today, like means to say, we are not able to cross 50 gigawatt, 50,000 megawatt. Like solar has already reached 100 gigawatt, which is 1 lakh megawatt. So like means to say, if you look at like what is the installed capacity total, renewables, solar, wind, this is the installed capacity, which I am probably picking up from the website, Government of India, Central Electricity Authority. So 462 gigawatt is the like I mean to say installed capacity, total installed capacity, out of which renewables 162.47, solar 97.864. Of course, it is in megawatt. I am converting into gigawatt by dividing 1000, 48.163. So these are all, try to understand, these are all installed capacities. These are all installed capacities. So if you are looking at the percentage contribution of this, percentage contribution is like, let me put it percentage. Yes, 35% comes from renewables. And like, let me put what is the other percentages. 35% renewables, wind alone like 10%, solar alone 21%. That means in India, installed capacity perspective, 35% installed capacity comes from renewables, 21% comes from solar, and 10.4% comes from wind, which means in renewables, like almost it is predominantly dominated by solar and wind, because of course there is no other predominant renewables. And hydro, at least with respect to MNRE, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, that's not classified as renewables. Maybe small hydro is classified as renewables. So this is installed capacity. But the question what I have asked is not about the installed capacity. The question what I have asked is how much percentage of the energy which we are using for this virtual session. I'm using laptop, I'm using camera, I'm using I mean what say lights, and probably like you will be using the similar equipments which consumes the electricity. How much percentage of the energy comes from renewables? That's a question which I have asked. For that question, like what we need to do, we need to go back to our website, CA homepage. That gives you some informations. This is a little bit old data. It is not like December data. It is a November data. It's a November data. So what's the total energy supplied is 124 billion units. So I'm just going back to the Excel. The first one is like installed capacity. First one is installed capacity. Second one is generation, which I am talking about. So like means to say here, like we are talking about 31st December 2024. Here what we are talking about is 30th November 2024. Right? Like all probably like this is bit old data. So total energy consumed or supplied, whatever you can talk about, conventional sources and the renewables, and like means let's look at like what's the renewable fraction from that website itself. So total this one is 124.134 billion units. 124.134 billion units. Conventional is 108.97 billion units. And renewable is like 24.51. So if you add conventional and renewable, it goes beyond what is total energy which is supplied, which means like I mean say like this is an excess energy which we have. Excess energy which we have. These are all what we are talking about is billion units. Excess energy which we have, which means like the country is in power surplus, not in power shortage. And if we cumulatively add and probably find out how much percentage comes from conventional. So this is the percentage. And this is the percentage, which means though like the first slide and second slide probably gives a different meaning. Installed capacity perspective, renewable is 35 percentage, whereas generation perspective, renewable is only 18 percentage. That means though we have an installed capacity of 35 percentage of renewables, we are meeting only 18.3 percentage of energy from the renewable energy. What's it mean? If this virtual faculty development program has happened in November 2024, like means to say, we are talking about like means to say hydrogen vehicles, electric vehicles, energy efficiency, green, clean, etc., etc. But to run that even virtual conference, 81 percentage of the energy comes from conventional fossil fuel sources, which probably like means to say pollutes the world. So means to say March to February will not be big difference. And I guess like I mean to say the energy what we are probably am I audible? I guess like there is some disturbance. If there is any questions, you can probably put in the questions in the chat. I will be happy to answer. Right? At least hope you got it. Though we have 35 percentage installed capacity comes from renewables, the energy which we are meeting from renewables is only about 18 percentage. That means if somebody talks about a battery electric vehicles, battery electric vehicle gets 82 percentage of the energy for its charging from fossil fuel sources like thermal, gas, nuclear, etc. If that's clear, just put CC in chat. That's a terminology which I use for an industrial trainings. CC stands for crystal clear. I don't want you to type for the entire crystal clear. If it's clear, just put CC in chat. Though we have installed capacity 35% from renewables, only 18 percentage of the energy which we are meeting for the demand comes from renewables. Shall I get some answers in the chat? If it's clear. Thank you. Thank you so much, Meenakshi. Thank you so much, Subham. Others, if it's clear. And like, as I told, like means I'm happy to take the questions in between. Any questions? Either you can put it in the chat or like you can unmute your questions, like unmute and push the questions. So I will be probably like means happy to take the questions before I'm jumping forward. Though slightly I'm out of topic, I guess like the message what I'm giving is useful. If it is useful, just put useful in chat, right? Like if there is not useful, there is no point in probably talking about. If it is useful, just put useful in chat. Okay, I know it is 8 p.m. Expecting energy is difficult. Huh? All right. Then, so let me continue. If you have any questions, post the questions in the chat. Post the questions in the chat, or like I mean, so say unmute yourself in case if you want, like when I'm giving a break, so that I can take a questions. Then I can probably move forward. Yeah. Thank you so much, Meenakshi, Dr. Srinivasan, Hariharasutan. It's useful. Thank you so much, Vasanti. Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you so much. All right. So let's go ahead. So we have talked about something interesting here. And like means to say, I'm expecting you to visit the same website for some other reasons as well. If you go to the ca.nic.in, like report, monthly report, this installed capacity, you can find it here. But there is another interesting event, like means to say, since we are talking about other etc. informations, you have an interesting data which is an electric vehicle charging station and power consumption report, which is available in this website. Do not miss out this website. So electric vehicle charging stations and power consumption report, that is again like bit old data, that is October 2024 data. That means like 3 months old data, but still like you have month on month data in the same website, right? Where you have to go, see a website, report, monthly report, electric vehicle charging stations and power consumption report. So I'm just downloading it. Probably this why I'm taking this website. I'm taking it because it is absolutely authenticated data from Government of India, Ministry of Power, right? So Government of India, Central Electricity Authority, electric vehicle public charging stations monthly power consumption report, and probably like I am expecting you to probably go to like previous months and download it, and you will get an idea, like me say, the speed at which the electric vehicle charging stations are progressing. So state, union territory wise electricity consumption details for electric vehicle charging stations, discounts utility wise, graphical representation of consumption, like this is the document which it gives you, and probably like means you can understand also, like means to say state wise, like which states are there, etc., etc. So like this is obviously we know like India has insufficient petroleum reserves, so like we have to obviously like means it depends on other countries for importing the oil. So definitely a good report to go through, and like I will straight away go to the like means energy consumption. This energy consumption is in million units. The energy consumption is in million units. So October 2024, April to October 2024, like they are giving a data for the month and as well as the cumulative data for the financial year up to that month. That's what the data which they are giving. So electricity consumed in electric vehicle charging stations, excluding heavy duty, like state wise they are giving. And like when the state do not have the charging stations, then that is dash. So electricity consumed in heavy duty PCS that they are giving, and total electricity consumed they are giving. So 30.84 million units of electricity is consumed in Delhi alone in the month of October 2024. So like means to say, just to relate, what is this 30.84 million units? Let's go to the electric vehicle charging. What is this 30.84 million units? What is this 30.84 million units? So when you say like 30.84 million units, when you are talking about this 1 into 10 power 6, so this is the kilowatt hour of this. This is like when you say 30.84 million units, this is its kilowatt hour, and probably let me make it as a number 1000 separator so we can know how much it is. Yep, it's a 3 crore units. That's as simple as that. So that's only in the Delhi. And probably like means if you divided by this month October, which has 31 days, 24 hours, like if you like put up like average demand, how much it is? It is 41,451 kilowatt, or like if you divide it by this 1000, like you will get this is a megawatt. This is the average demand of electric charging in Delhi. Why this number is important? You can look at like what is the average consumption of your state, and like you can talk about like means what's the significant or what's the percentage of energy consumption goes to electric vehicles. At the moment, this electric vehicle charging station consumes a very small negligible power. If you talk about like the consumption of Delhi, you can go to again the CA website or CRC website and you can look at like what's the energy consumption. So that is comparatively like means this value is, though it looks like cumulatively it's a bigger number, but like it means to say it's compared to the consumption, it's very small. So as far as the energy consumption is, energy consumption, yeah, someone has to mute yourself. Yes, like someone has to mute yourself. Yeah, right. Thank you. So what I mean, like means to say 41 megawatt is average demand of charging infrastructure in Delhi alone. This is, I guess, like we have to probably mute. Yeah, all right. Let me move forward. So this is the like means to say energy demand. This is the energy. This is an average demand only in Delhi. Similar fashion, you can use the same report probably to find out for other states as well. And if you're looking at Tamil Nadu, you can look at Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu do not have electricity consumption for a heavy duty, and probably like means to say 1.34 is the million unit which Tamil Nadu has consumed. So going back to here, if you're looking at this Delhi, and like if you're looking at Tamil Nadu, if you put this number is how much? 1.34. Yes. So Tamil Nadu has just about 1.8 megawatt. Tamil Nadu has about just 1.8 megawatt across Tamil Nadu charging stations. 1.8 megawatt is an average energy or average power demand compared to, let's go to another report. Let's look at what is the installed capacity, like the previous report which I have opened. Tamil Nadu has the installed capacity of like I mean to say 41,741 megawatt. Tamil Nadu has 41,741 megawatt installed capacity. Demand which is not there, approximately half of this is our demand, peak demand. Approximately 80% is like average demand. So if you look at what's the energy consumed by the electric vehicle or electric charging today in Tamil Nadu, this is the percentage, 0.01 percentage. Definitely it is negligible. So if you're talking about something on like demand will grow, etc., no, demand will not grow. But whether we have a infrastructure, distribution infrastructure to meet this, that is the biggest challenge. So that like is an altogether different important aspect. If somebody is working on, like you need not really work on something like means whether we will be able to meet the energy, etc., with respect to the electric vehicles, growing electric vehicles in the near future, like it's not really going to be like bigger percentage. But one thing which is very important, like means when this is the average demand, the peak demand will be much high, and probably putting up the distribution infrastructure, and probably like means say this is not distributed uniformly. So all these things is a challenge which probably like you can take it up for your research works. So the same thing probably continues for other states as well. So grand total, if you look at 68 million units is what is the total energy consumption for the entire country. So this is India 60, 68, sorry, right? So one message is clear: out of 68 million units, Delhi alone 30, whereas almost 50%. So that means like you can understand the electric vehicle density. Why electric vehicle density is more in Delhi also you can understand. Like means to say there are quite a lot of environmental issues which you might have heard in news. So like if you're looking at 68 million unit, the entire India average demand of the electric vehicle charging is less than 100 megawatt. And again, energy perspective, it will be much, much less than 0.01 percentage. So energy percentage, like we need not worry. But power perspective, this is average power. Peak power will be much, much higher. So peak power at any time will be like more than 1000. So for that distribution infrastructure and what's the challenges it imposed to the network, like harmonics, power quality, voltage dip, losses, return on investment on that infrastructure, etc. That like probably like me say area for research which you can probably think of. So I am done with at least the second part. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and post the questions. If it is clear, just put CC in chat. Right? That's clear, just put CC in chat and like we will move forward. If CC, that means it's crystal clear, there is no questions. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself. Let's not really waste your time in probably typing it. All right, great. Yeah, thank you so much for engaging. Right, I know it is like, I mean, say 8:17, so it's difficult to probably keep our energy high. And like, I mean, so I'm keeping my energy high because like we always have sessions like evening 7:30 to 9, and I have to deliver at the same energy level. Otherwise, it's a bit difficult for our participants to catch it up. All right. So let me, I mean, so say moving forward uh, with the same report. So this gives a discount wise, like means if you look at like uh, Tanjetco, whether they have something. Yes, the same 1.34. Tamil Nadu is the only state like which probably purely work with same generation and distribution companies. But if you look at like Karnataka, like they have like quite a lot of distribution companies. So they have given like means to say distribution company wise. Let's go to the last one. Yes, this is the data. So 46.93% of the energy consumption happens in Delhi, and 24% happens in Maharashtra, and like 8.27% happens in Gujarat, and like rest of the energy happens like 20% for almost all the other states. So like it's quite clear. Delhi obviously leads, and probably Delhi, like this also gives a picture, like means where the electric vehicles are growing. Delhi, Maharashtra, and to an extent Gujarat, and like rest of all the other states probably at like much, much lower. And this gives like a growth curve, right? Sum of electricity consumed by EV charging stations, sum of electricity consumed by PCS, and total million units. So April to October, 52.88, 59, 63, 64, 63, 67, 68. This gives like an idea, like means how fast it is growing. Like means to say it's not really growing to the greater extent. Of course, it's growing, no doubt about it, but it is not growing like means to say rapid speed or etc. etc. So means to say, I mean to say it will not have like a bigger impact on energy consumption from the country level. So that means like when we look at, we are talking about a gigawatt installed capacity. Means to say this energy consumption is nowhere near. Like distribution infrastructure definitely has to be addressed, right? Like this, both the documents, it's a common server, like means to say Indian website which you can probably think of, and like means to say it will be kind of useful for you. Moving from there, like I mean to say uh, like if you look at hydrogen projects, Google it with this project actually, Neom. Like I mean, so this is a city in Saudi Arabia. They are trying to power, like we are talking about, like means 18% of the energy in India is met by renewables. So Saudi Arabia, kingdom of probably fossil fuels, putting up a city which generates and consumes 100% of the renewable energy across that place. So like means so you Google it with the NEOM projects, you will get it up. Like I mean, so say NEOM renewable energy projects. So you will get like I mean to say beautiful aspect of it. Like you can go through any of this, or probably like I mean to say you can go through like I mean to say what is it? It's 8.4 billion green hydrogen project, which has like 1,650 megawatt wind turbine generators, 2,400 megawatt solar, 400 megawatt battery, and like means say less than 2% of the energy consumes from gas turbine generators. So like means say we are also like means say engaged in that particular projects, providing like means say consulting services. Coming to the other side, like means India, like means say we are probably like means say are we close to this answer? No, but is doesn't mean like means we are not really I mean to say far away or far lagging. India also comes up with quite a lot of hydrogen projects, uh, like means 6.5 megawatt plus BESS plus 5.5 megawatt electrolyzer, or like means these are some small scale of grid green hydrogen projects which is already there and probably started working in India as well. So means which means with respect to the hydrogen, like we India also not lagging, and probably these are only the projects which we have worked. Similarly, like there are quite a lot of other projects which is also there. So like I'm just skipping all the slides, and probably like this is one of the website. If you're an electrical faculty, like means to make a note of it and do not really miss it out. As I told, like we are offering quite a lot of free webinars. Every Sunday we offer some free webinars. Ensure you are picking up that. In case if not, like maybe you can follow me in LinkedIn to get the updates. I will put that link of both my LinkedIn profile as well as our organization LinkedIn profile where such updates will come. So you can probably like I mean so say you can probably I mean so say use it. Why probably you have to follow me, not for me but for you. So we do kind of like means how effectively we use social media is this. So like each and every day, like we have some theory or like means to say some content. So like if you look at every Saturday, we put some software Saturday. There's a tip from any one of the tool which I have shown in the slide. And every Sunday, like it's a solar Sunday, like means to say we put something related to the solar. Monday, like we pick it up from some standards, IEEE standard or IEC standard, and then probably like means what say we write something on every Monday. Tuesday, we will give some gift. This is one of the students like who has attended in like intern with us, and like means to say he has prepared this report of like I mean to say about like 150 pages or something. And yes, like maybe my internet is a bit weak or something. So, like means to say that full report, if you want to, like means to say we have a quite a lot of beautiful lead capturing mechanism. We will give only 2 pages here, and like remaining 100 pages, if you have to download, like you have to use this link where you have to enter your email ID. We capture this email ID. Once you have entered this email ID, like you will get like quite a lot of follow-ups for our free webinars and stuffs. So then, like means to say, we are on like Wednesday, we put up some technical blocks like which we have talked about in installation coordination study today. And like every Thursday, like we have some uh, general technical promotions, and every Friday like we have some videos. So this is a routine, like means to say you can follow with me on power like means to say my ID which I have probably shared. On the other side, like organization which you can follow it up, like why I'm saying all these things, which you can use the same technique for other things. Like I mean, say it is one of the 100 MW hybrid solar wind farm projects. Like we have done some assessment. That complete report is available for you for a download, but like you have to go. Means to say, when I have completed my BE Triple E, like I was thought of probably becoming a professor. Unfortunately, I couldn't. Unfortunately, none of the colleges has given me an opportunity. That's what the true statement is. By the time I thought of, means to say, constructing our own or my own college, which I couldn't do physically, but like we have online university, which probably caters, uh, like means to say, 30,000, almost close to 30,000 participants today, and we are delivering on, like means to say, multiple electrical courses. So which you can probably, let me look at like how much, yeah, 29,000 industry participants, those who are working in like different courses. So you can probably, when you have a time, if you're an electrical, probably it's we might be the ideal choice which you can probably think of. Right. I'm jumping back to the slides. So just ensure that like you are capturing this powerprojectstraining.com as well as powerprojectsindia.com. Powerprojectsindia.com, we have quite a lot of blogs, I guess, like which is not there. It could be an ideal choice, like I mean to say, to go through blogs which we write. I mean to say quite a lot of real-time case studies and equipments as well. And maybe moving further, so these are all some corporate trainings which we do. One thing which you can probably should not miss as well is our YouTube channel. And probably like means what I'm covering today, or like what I thought of covering today, partly like means I have skipped that because it's already there in our YouTube channel. Reach out to Power Projects. Like you will find like some beautiful videos, and like it means to say we have done some electric vehicles, right? Emerging trends in electric vehicles, emerging trends in electric vehicles. That's way back in 2020, which we have done. And evaluation of e-mobility, microgrids, energy storage, and I guess like energy storage. So we have probably like we just talked about quite a lot of stuffs there. So which you can go through. It is just not that. So some simple questions like shall we use 50 hertz transformer in 60 hertz? How to design a solar plant design? Uh, grid connected solar plant design, some advanced softwares, and like maybe something interesting like basics like power factor corrections. And like means this event you may not definitely forget. Like I means after COVID lockdown, April 5th, 2020, our honorable Prime Minister has asked everyone to switch off the light at 9 o'clock. That's supposed to be a Sunday. And like means to say what's the impact which the grid has. Like that's some kind of stuffs and case studies which you can, I mean to say, pretty much go through in that channel. I guess like I have talked about YouTube, LinkedIn. Let's move to something. But before that, like if you have any questions, if you have any questions,
Good
any
evening, sir.
questions? Yeah, yes, sir.
Sir, you have discussed about few things, but you haven't mentioned about coordinated charging with multiple sources.
Right.
So, can you spare some views on it? I mean, I have started working on it,
Okay.
but could not get a good material. I mean, coordinated charging is being done to minimize the cost.
Right.
So, have you done any study or something, please?
Yeah. Yeah. Good question, sir. Like maybe I will put probably like rather than answering, I will put like a different question for you to understand. Then like I mean to say example, I like means to say it's at the about at the end of the day, customer choices. Like means if somebody is coming for charging a vehicle, and like means to say with the coordinated charging or something, like if you're asking to I mean so say your customer who is coming for a charging to wait for some time, whether they will be happy.
No, not.
Obvious no. So the biggest challenge electric vehicle which we have, like one of the project way back in 2016, which we have done in Australia, like means to say customers definitely will not be happy to wait when they are coming for like means to say charging. And like means to say the second important point, like even like means to say conventional fuel stations, which I am talking about, petrols and diesels. Means to say if you see somebody like means to say 10 people are standing in probably a means to say petrol pump, like means you will try to approach the next petrol pump. On the electric vehicles, even though like people call it like a flash charging, etc., means to say at least the time taken to charge the battery from 0 to 100 percentage, bare minimum, like we need like means to say 10 minutes. That is C6 battery. Of course, such batteries are not really used in electric vehicles. What's the best battery which we are using is like 1C battery, which takes approximately 1 hour to fully charge. Like this too, with like means to say you have like a superchargers. So like means to say the time is more. So the coordinating charging approach definitely works in maybe I mean so say the places where like means to say you park your vehicles and probably like the vehicle will be there at least for 12 hours, maybe like an apartment. It works. But like means to say if you think about like other public charging stations, I mean so say example even a shopping mall, a theater, a hotel. So means to say here like means to say you may not be really able to understand the behavior of the audience, and hence like means to say it's extremely tough. So coordinated charging approach which you are taking, like means to say, then like means to say options where you have to start with. The start with approach is kind of like means to say apartments and stuffs. And the next question like means to say, as a user, what is the benefit which I am getting? Like at the end of the day, that's most important question to be answered. Like means to say, if I am not given any reward, like means why the hell like I have to suffer? Like that's common mindset, right? Like unless otherwise, if some incentive is not given, like nobody cares about it. So when we say this coordinated charging, which has to be taken carefully, of course, this is very important from the demand management. This is going to be the biggest headache which distribution companies are going to face. Like means to say, what's the energy which is consumed for the charging stations are quite less, but the peak power demand which they're imposing on the distribution network is extremely high. So which means distribution companies forced to invest heavily on their distribution infrastructure, for which they will not get the revenue, which means they will not really means to say willing to enhance their uh, infrastructure. So this is a
Sir,
challenge. Yeah.
sir, are you telling, I mean, by coordination, I mean that coordination between different sources like renewables, grid and energy storage, not between charging stations.
Okay. And then like means to say if we are talking about that, then we have to go for an off grid systems. And like means to say at the moment, like means to say such things are not I mean to say commercially attractive. So means to say if you're not connected with the grid and if you're thinking of like a standalone, like means to say solar plus battery energy storage plus charging stations, etc., then like means to say that's nowhere commercially near. Like again, a similar project which we have done in,
Including grid, sir. Not off
yeah.
grid, including
Mhm.
grid.
No,
Grid,
that's what in,
energy
yeah,
storage and renewables.
right. So I mean to say when we talk about the renewables again, like I mean to say my the slide, not this slide, this document gives you some answer. So, like means to say, we are talking about like the renewable installed capacity of like means to say 1,62,000 megawatt, whereas the average demand of the country which we have worked out in the Excel, which is only 91 megawatt. So means to say my renewable installed capacity is my renewable installed capacity is 1,62,000 megawatt, and my average demand is only 91 megawatt. So, like means to say, coordinating charging like doesn't really make sense, because like means to say the actual energy consumption is like means to say nowhere closer to the actual renewable generations or something. So this is at the moment it is extremely negligible. So when we are talking about like I mean to say coordinated charging may make sense. This energy consumption for the charging increases by a considerable percentage, at least like 1%, 2%. Now, if you look at like means what is the renewable installed capacity is like 162,476. So 162,476. If you're looking at like in percentage, what is the percentage from renewables? Like it is like 0.05 percentage. So means to say, like even if you control 100 percentage, like it will have only like 0.05 percentage effect in the total installed capacity of the renewables. So that doesn't make any sense, at least at the moment. If this 68 million units of energy consumption for the month of October, if it grows to say example 68,000 million units, or like means to say 6.8 billion units, then probably it makes sense probably for a coordinated charging. Not really at the moment.
Okay, sir.
I guess like that answers your question, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All
Thank you,
right.
sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Any other questions? If you have any other questions. Yeah, if there's no other questions, I will probably give you kind of a bonus information as well. For that, let me share probably with the video with a sound. Just give me a second. Yes, including sound, I will play. So this is the video. I guess like means to say you might have seen sometimes back in like means to say in WhatsApp or something like that. Charge in 20 seconds, electric bus in India, Ashok Leyland, ABB, that these like I mean to say something. Let's talk about this.
Do you think charging in 20 seconds is possible? Well, it's possible. After watching this video, you will say this. Recently, Indian automaker Ashok Leyland and Switzerland ABB Power Products signed an MOU to provide flash charge technology to Ashok Leyland electric buses. Earlier, Ashok Leyland tied up with Sun Mobility for battery swapping technology, and the swapping time of Ashok Leyland electric bus in Sun Mobility swapping station is 2.5 minutes. But with the ABB Power flash charging technology, the batteries can be charged in just 20 seconds. So let's understand the flash charging technology now. ABB Power has developed trolley bus optimization, system alimentation, TOSA charging stations to recharge an electric bus battery in just 20 seconds. In the charging time, passengers can get on and off the bus. So let's see how it works now. The electric bus batteries are mounted on the rooftop. Once the bus reaches to TOSA charging station, an automated arm will connect an ultra-fast charger to the energy transfer system on the bus rooftop in 1 second. These chargers having 600 kilowatt of power which can charge the onboard batteries in 20 seconds. That's why the technology is called as flash charging. The TOSA
Yeah, it looks like a kind of fancy. Uh, I mean to say, like I mean to say, like 20 seconds can be done multiple things, etc., etc. But in reality, it is not so. Uh, in reality, it is not so. Like means typically the battery rating what is available in the electric vehicle, electric buses, in the range of about like 200 to 300 kilowatt hour. So assume like 200 kilowatt hour is the like its battery rating in the electric bus. And like means they are using 600 kilowatt charger and you are charging only for 20 seconds. That means you're not really like means that video probably gives some gimmicks, probably like means say it's a marketing, but it's not really like something like they have hidden something true. It is not charging from 0 to 100 percentage. It is charging only at top of chargings. So like means if you just watch back that video carefully, like means say what they're charging is 600 kilowatt, 20 seconds. Like that's where like means to say we have to use our common engineering sense to understand something. 600 kilowatt and like means to say you're charging only for 20 seconds, which means like means to say 600 kilowatt into 20 seconds divided by 60 into 60, that is to convert into like means to say kilowatt hour. That's what like means to say 3.33 kilowatt hour is what you are charging in that 20 seconds. And probably like means if your battery rating in your electric bus is like 200 kilowatt hour, which is typically you are increasing the percentage of the charging by only 1.67 percentage. That means if that bus goes to the bus stop at like 50 percentage of the charging, like additional 1.6 percentage charging will be added. And probably like of course means to say leaves in 20 seconds, like means to say you will be able to go to next station. Like means to say you are not charging this entire electric bus from 0 percentage to 100%, but you are just increasing only by about 1.67 percentage. So which means 600 kilowatt, 20 seconds, and you are charging only 3.33 kilowatt hour. Since the question is like very valid, like I mean to say coordinated charging, rather than coordinated charging, let me talk about the pain of the distribution company. So 600 kilowatt, 20 seconds, you are charging only 3.3 units. And probably even if you're saying like 10 rupees per unit, you're means to say, like means to say pay, like means what's the revenue? Like means to say 33 rupees is what's the revenue of the distribution company. Like means how many such buses will get charged? Like means so you put the numbers, you find out some value. But for 600 kilowatt, means companies, technology companies like ABB will come up and put up their charges. Like means distribution company has to probably strengthen their distribution network to make 600 kilowatt demand. So for that, at least they need a 630 kVA transformer, 630 kVA transformer, and like at least they need like 11 kV or 22 kV distribution network. And like means say 11 or 22 kV transformer with stepping down to like means a low voltage system of 630 kVA. This itself will cost in lakhs, not 1 or 2 lakhs. This cost approximately will be in the range of about like I mean to say now the copper cost has increased, etc. Like means to say 15 to 20 lakh. I am talking about only the transformer. In addition to that, like you will be having like means to say transmission lines, towers, etc. etc. This distribution companies will never ever be able to get back the money which they have invested on that infrastructure, because the demand is more, power is more, but energy is less. Power is more, energy is less. So that's where probably like this coordinated charging comes into picture. And probably like if you are able to make the load factor maybe more than 30% or 40%, that's great. But in order to put like means to say coordinated charging for like 30 percentage or 40 percentage, like means to say like means to say consumers has to wait probably for a longer time, or probably like that will probably create quite a lot of other stuffs. In that video, like they have not really happy with the other technology, like means to say battery swapping technology, I guess, like which they have talked about, uh, like means to say Sun Mobility or someone has done this. Like ideally speaking, that is kind of a good technology, because like means to say you can swap the battery from like means to say 5%, 10% charge to 100% charge, and probably which you are able to do it in 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes. So when you're charging it, like means to say replacing a battery, like our battery swapping station. So battery swapping could be an ideal choice instead of like means to say coordinated charging. And probably like means when you have a battery swapping, you have the control over the charging, because the customer who is coming is not really waiting. Means to say he's able to swap the battery in 1.5 minutes, which I'm talking for the buses. Probably like your two-wheelers, it could be like slightly lesser than that time. And probably like means the charging can be done, coordinated charging can be done, and at your convenient you can charge it, etc. But only one more thing, like with the battery swapping technology, like how many different kind of batteries which you have to have, like means to say like safety, there are quite a lot of other stuffs which we need to probably look into. But battery swapping technology could be an ideal better choice compared to the coordinated control charging, because coordinated charging will probably means to say like means to say we have to be extra more careful. If you're probably putting up like means the other way around, like means say if I am putting some stationary battery storage system itself, and probably that charges, and then from there like we are charging this one. Then like means to say we need to understand one thing, like means if we are talking about lead acid battery which we are using it in our offices or colleges for our like means UPS applications, it will come only for about 400 cycles. In fact, like less than that. But like if you're talking about lithium ion batteries which you're using for your mobiles, laptops, which can probably come for 4,000 cycles, that's where like I recommend you to probably like I mean, so just give me a second. Like I will take you through some document on, just give me a second. Yes, some documents will give you approximately how many cycles this battery will come. No, this document do not have it. Let me check, like is there any other document which has, yeah, beautiful. So like I guess like this is one of the battery, and like you can look at like means say it's a lead acid battery. If you deep discharge, this battery will come only for 200 cycles. If you deep discharge, your battery will come only for 200 cycles. That means 0 to 100% charge, 100 to 0 discharge, 0 to 100 charge, 100 to 0 discharge. Like if you treat 0 to 100 and 100 to 0 is one cycle, it will come only for 200 cycles. And if you're doing a 50% depth of discharge, you can go for maximum 600 cycles. And like means 30% depth of discharge, you can go maximum of 1200 cycles. So the lead acid batteries are ruled out. And probably like the same thing which you can look at probably for lithium ion batteries. Lithium ion batteries probably come for 4,000 cycles, provided it is maintained at an ambient temperature of 23 degrees Celsius. Lithium ion batteries, like means to say, these mobiles which you have, take this mobile and look at the batteries, like lithium ion batteries or your laptop batteries, and check it. These batteries are designed, uh, to operate at an ambient temperature of 23 degrees Celsius plus or minus 5. If it is going above 28 degrees, then probably like means to say it has to be like means to say derated. Number of cycles will drastically comes down. Probably like they have a thermal runaway problem also with respect to lithium ion batteries. So means we have to be a little bit careful when we are dealing with. So of course, like this lithium ion batteries, we are dealing in a gigawatt hour or a megawatt hour scale. But like electric vehicles, still probably like fire incidents that these people are talking. That's because, like I mean to say, if it's an electric fault, probably by means of isolating a protection device, you can disconnect from the source so that the fault or the arc or the fire is quenched. But that's not really the case. That's not really the case. When you have a battery, this battery stored its energy. So even if probably like protection device is operated, like till the energy which is there stored in this battery, like means say it burns, and probably like means say there are fire incidents which is happened in like battery energy storage facilities. Like means say there are quite lot of case studies for it. I guess like that gives some additional bonus answers. Yeah. Any other questions? We have like approaching the end of the session. Maybe 10 more minutes we have. Any other questions? So if there is no other questions, if you have any questions, post it in the chat. I will take it. And like so let me take like maybe 5 more minutes or 8 more minutes for the session, and I guess like I can wind up. Uh, so if you're talking about an IC engine, like means why we are not going for an IC engine, might be because of an environmental impact and like a fuel consumption and its price, running cost, maintenance, noise, safety. To an extent it is better, but like means to say during accident, like means if the fire catches, like means so then that's pushing. and incomplete combustion, like that's probably like some challenges. Like this are all something like which probably made to think of see uh battery electric vehicles. But battery electric vehicles charging time is extremely important call. If you're trying to reduce the charging time, like means to say you're risking more. That's what the meaning of it. And probably like means battery life, like we have talked about. This battery life is 20 years, but with only 200 cycles. Calendar life is 20 years. Like battery has like like cycles. Two lives. One is a cycle life, other one is a calendar life. It has 20 years calendar life, but it has only like 200 cycle life. So means if you've done like 200 full charge discharge, battery is gone. You have to replace the battery. So that's for lead acid battery. Lithium ion battery, it is 4,000. Still, like means to say, as far as electric vehicle is concerned, like means to say, it's a bit tough. And maintaining a temperature, that's another biggest challenge as far as lithium ion battery is concerned. And like means to say, next important aspect, like means to say, uh, whether India has to worry about US elections. Answer is yes. If Trump comes, he will put some tax for China. Then China will probably, limit the export, and probably like means India will not get lithium-ion batteries or like solar PV panels, and predominantly which still we are rely on like China for it. So even like if you are probably saying like means to say this 97 gigawatt install capacity, right? Where it is the document? Yeah, if this document we are talking about, like means if you're talking about like 97,000 megawatt installed capacity, out of that, like at least 80,000 megawatt solar panels comes from China. So then like probably there is no point in talking about means what say, like we are generating a green energy, but it is imported, and probably like means we have to dump that same waste within our country. And like the source of electric, that's pretty much another important aspect, like which we need to look into. Uh, because like means to say that gives you like means idea. As I told, October 2024, only 18% of the energy has generated from renewables, wind and solar, which means like means to say still 82% of the energy comes from conventional sources, and we are thinking that like we are driving an electric vehicle and it is clean. So then like what would be the solutions? Like means to say lithium ion battery versus hydrogen fuel. So like these are all some basics. Let me properly take you to the website itself. So with respect to hydrogen fuel vehicles, like what you supposed to know, what are the factors which you supposed to know, how this works, pros and cons, how much it costs, how environment friendly it is it really sustainable, or are we just like really making some statements, bold statements like electric vehicles, but which is not really true? Is there any risk associated with it? I guess like the previous speaker has talked about like importance and its simulations with the hydrogen storage, and probably like that's beautiful presentation. So you might have seen like what are the risks associated with it. What's the role the hydrogen drives play? And like of course, at the end, customer has a choice. And just to look at like with respect to the hydrogen, Intel campus Bangalore R&D Center has been powered way back in 2014, where we have supported them to implement about 5 megawatt hydrogen based generation. It is way back in 2014. But it is uh, it is 10 to 15 times expensive than the other sources by the time. And probably as I told, why solar has grown. Probably if you go to this report, and probably if you pick it up, probably the old data that gives you true insights, because you will be able to go back, and then probably you will be able to get more insights into that. Where it is? No. CA website. Let me go to CA website. So the advantage of the CA website is, if you go, like, you will be able to get this past data. Like if you go to monthly report, like install capacity report, you need not really rely on this 1 month. You can probably go back to the previous years. Means to say, what's the advantage? Like if you probably pick it up some year, like say example, same December 2020 to 2019, 2000, like means 20, sorry, from 2000 to 2024, like 24 years, if you compare, then you can understand the rate at which the wind has grown, the rate at which the solar has grown. And like means to say, why the solar has grown? Not because it's environmental friendly, but because it's cheap. But that because it's like levelized cost of energy is extremely low. So such insights, like you will be able to means to say get it from here. The same fashion, like means to say, living forward this hydrogen, like means to say how far it is, uh, probably on the roads when we will see the vehicles, it's already there. But like means to say how much percentage of this vehicles, that's important question to answer. I guess like there is another block, like means to say EV vehicles on road data. I guess there is I guess like I'll just check it and probably like share it. Like means you can find it out. That gives you like summarized data of like means how many electric vehicles coming on road month on month, which make, which model, etc., etc. Of course, it's a private company which gives you the data, but like that gives you some idea of like means approximately how much vehicles, electric vehicles comes into the market. So even today, the total vehicles, the electric vehicles which has been probably, I mean to say, pumped into the market compared to the IC engines are still low, and probably like hydrogen, which is further low. When we will hit the like means to say commercial break even, like which we have achieved this already for a solar. Answer, that's quite simple. If you are using an electricity in your college campus, you are approximately paying 10 rupees per unit if you are buying the electricity from the grid. And probably like if the power grid fails, like shut down or something, if you're using a diesel generator, it's probably like about 20 rupees per unit which you have to spend for a diesel generator. And probably like if you're putting a rooftop solar, like you will be able to get it at rupees 5 or 6. Then obviously the colleges started putting solar plants on the rooftop. So the same thing, like when it comes to the electric vehicle also, either it is a battery energy storage or a hydrogen or etc. Like some place, somewhere it has to break the commercial break even point, which probably like means for say makes such vehicles on the road. I guess like I am done, so I do not really want to take you means to say much longer. Means to say we have 1 or 2 more minutes. If there is any questions, I'm happy to take. Uh, if there is no questions, then like I guess like thank you so much. I know it is a bit odd time, but thank you so much for your patience and I mean so say continues to your engagement. So that made me probably having an energy till the end of the sessions. Yes, if there is any questions, you can unmute. I'm happy to take the questions. Any questions? Yeah, if there is no questions, at least if the session is useful or any feedbacks, like you can put it in the chat. All right. Yes, ma'am. Back to organizers.
Sir, thanks a lot for sharing your valuable insights.
It's my pleasure.
Probably, I think that there will be no more questions there because everybody is sharing their heartfelt thanks here. So I think on this particular note, we can wind up this session. Thank
Yeah.
you, sir, and thanks for all the participants to be patiently getting connected here. Hope we'll join with a fruitful session tomorrow again in the evening. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you, Selva Kumar, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all.